Did you know? Most English learners make the same mistake when talking about short stories. And it's not grammar. It's about understanding how English speakers actually describe stories. Today, we're fixing 4 mistakes that make you sound, well, not quite right. Stick around, because the last one will surprise you. Here's the thing. When English learners talk about what a story is about, they often say the short story is about a girl who lost her dog. That's not wrong, but it's boring and imprecise. Native speakers say, the story tells the story of a girl, or, the story follows a girl. Even better, the narrative explores the theme of loss. See the difference? We don't just say what a story is about. We describe how it unfolds and what it explores. It sounds more sophisticated and shows deeper understanding. Okay, here's where intermediate learners plateau. You know, sad, happy, angry. Basic emotions, right? But when analyzing short stories, English speakers use much more specific words. Instead of the protagonist is sad, they say the protagonist is melancholic, despondent, or grief-stricken. Or get creative. The character's despair deepens throughout the narrative. Why? Because in literary analysis, precision matters. It shows you actually read the story and didn't just skim it. A fun fact: the more specific your emotional vocabulary, the higher you score on English proficiency tests. So practice this. This one trips up everyone. You think they're the same thing? They're not. And native speakers know the difference. Story is the overall narrative. The full experience. Plot is the sequence of events. Here's the trap. Learners say, the plot of the story is interesting. You can say that, but it's vague. Instead, say, the narrative arc is compelling, or, the plot progression reveals character development. Even better, the story explores themes of identity. But the plot depends on a chance encounter. See? You're showing that you understand both the what, the events, and the why, the deeper meaning. This distinction alone makes you sound like an advanced speaker. Here's the killer mistake. You finish reading a short story and say, the ending was nice, or, the ending was bad. English speakers cringe internally. Why? Because in literature, endings aren't just nice or bad. They're ambiguous, poignant, ironic, or circular. For example, instead of the ending was sad, try the ending subverts our expectations through irony, or the narrative concludes on a melancholic but hopeful note. And here's a sneaky advanced move. The denouement reveals that the protagonist's struggle was self-inflicted. That's when you've truly leveled up. The secret? Always explain the emotional or thematic purpose of the ending, not just your gut reaction. Here's a pro tip that separates B1 from B2 when discussing short stories. Use the literary present tense. Not the character was lonely, but the character is lonely. Why? Because when we analyze literature, we treat it as a timeless present moment. It's happening now in the text. So practice saying, the story explores themes of, not the story explored themes of. This tiny shift in grammar makes you sound like you actually understand how to discuss literature in English. And one final thought, read short stories in English. Not summaries. Actual stories. Ray Bradbury, Catherine Mansfield, Flannery O'Connor. They're short enough to finish quickly, but complex enough to teach you how language really works.